talking in code, no reason. Why you got me on hold, I'm beeping. I knew something was ignited. When you left, I wanted more. All I wanna do is get to know you. East to west to north to south, the whole you. But I need direction, you get the message.
这件事情的结果很糟糕，结果很糟糕。这件事的名词是一个名词。
OK。
对一般来说我们会用怎么样的结果，但是它可以是好的，也可以是不好的。很糟糕的结果是不好的，但是也有很好的结果。你可以说我努力学习中文的结果就是我的进步非常快。
En fait, j'ai beaucoup de questions aujourd'hui. Beaucoup de questions. Donc, attends 3 secondes. Ok. When I look at people who are learning language, like the number one thing, check it out YouTube, it's live streaming. The number one mistake I see usually is people aren't patient. They think in the first 6 to 12 months they will see a lot of progress, and you probably will see a lot of progress. Like not to say you won't, but people normally think they're going to see more progress than they actually do. And then what happens? They quit, which is why you often look at people that go, oh, I tried to learn a language, but just didn't happen. Like, I just didn't get it. The teacher was bad. The method is wrong. I'm bad at languages, blah, blah, blah. So that's the number one mistake I see. People think they're going to see this huge progress in the first 6 to 12 months. And I think you have to set your bar lower. Set your expectations lower in a lot of ways. That's number one. Number two, I think you need to figure out what's most important. Do you care about speaking? Do you care about writing? Do you care about reading? Do you care about listening comprehension? Do you care about, what do you care about, right? I think you have to figure out what you care about. That matters a lot. It's hard to carry this camera. It matters a lot what you care about most, and you need to pick a language learning strategy that matches what you want to improve the most. Number three, most people get really caught up and really stuck on, I want to find the best strategy. Right? I want to find the most efficient strategy, the best strategy, and I want to do that. And they spend so much time trying to figure out, how am I going to study the language, right? That they don't actually go work. Listen, guys, the strategy you choose, who cares? The strategy is the strategy, meaning every strategy has its pluses and minuses. Every strategy has pros and cons. Every strategy has a lot of stuff that's great and not great. And the reality is, the strategy, although it matters, what matters more and what matters first is that you get in the habit of actually putting the work in. So that's what matters first. Get in the habit of putting consistent amounts of hours of study per week into whatever language you're learning. That's the most important. Then secondarily, worry about what your strategy is. So, Sam, that's some general advice. I mean,
Too many nights locked up in this cell told me your love is good, but it burned like hell.
Dans une conférence avec des polyglottes et donc avec des gens qui parlent beaucoup de langues. Et donc moi, je pense que je veux aller, mais en fait, je veux pas payer. Je pense que ça coûte. Attends, ça coûte combien là? Ah oui, donc le minimum c'est 120 € et donc ça fait à peu près, disons 160. Attends. Ah oui, 166 $. So Flowers, what ages did you learn your second, third, fourth languages and so on? So English when I was born, Gujarati when I was born, so 24 years for both of those. Spanish, or let's do French actually. French I started when I was 5. I went to a French school, French immersion school. And Spanish I started when I was 17. Yes, 17. Mandarin I started when I was 22, so 2 years ago, 22. So yeah, very different age group, but it's funny actually, your question now just gave me a new idea, something else to kind of rant on for a moment. I'm always like, it's really interesting for me when people, there's like this whole debate, right? Oh, got a message. Cool. There's always this debate, right, about like, you know, if you start learning a language after a certain age, it's a lot harder, right? Like there's a big, let's talk to both cameras. Let's talk to you, and let's talk to the camera. Let's talk to both. So I think there's this debate, right? Like if you start learning a language after a certain age, it's harder, or it's impossible, or it's more challenging. And some people say, yes, it is more challenging, and other people say, no, it's not, right? There's two sides of the debate. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of undecided on what side of the debate I sit on, only because I've proven that you can learn a language to a very deep level when you are an adult, right? I've proven that. Now, obviously some could argue, Azren, you had a bunch of languages before, like you started learning languages at a young age, all that stuff, right? And so, one could argue that, which is fine. That being said, like, I think it's challenging. I think there's a couple things to think about. I think number one is just your wiring, like your DNA. Like, are you naturally good at languages? Are you naturally not good? I think that's a good one. Like my mom, for example, her natural listening skills, like auditory memory, is just bad. It's just not very good. It's pretty bad. Meaning remembering how to say words, remembering correct pronunciation is just harder for her than it is for me. My ears naturally find it very easy. So I think there's a DNA portion. I think there's also like your approach and your preconceived notions. I think that's another important factor. Some people believe that it's really hard to learn a language, which then influences how their language learning experience is. I think some people choose methods that don't work for them. So, personally, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know if there's truth to it's easier to learn a language when you're younger versus older. I don't know if there's truth to that. I don't know if it's a consistent rule. I see there's some logic to it. I can understand what the logic is. On the flip side, I could see the logic of the other side of the debate saying that, well, no, some people start learning a language when they're an adult and do just fine. So overall, that's a very long way of saying I'm very undecided on what side of the table I sit on for that.
Take a look around. I used to think you were beautiful, but what are you now?